Looks like we're going. Coach Doyle Naig. You need no introduction, and I said that about the last guy, but you truly need no introduction. You've been here for 27...
I think I'm starting 28.
28 years. Okay.
34 in education.
34 in education. So you're, not only your entire adult life you've been in a public school, but you just basically your entire life.
My entire life has been
in a public school
setting.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
That's pretty impressive. I think I was a freshman in high school when you came here.
Yes.
And we just thought the world of you for a lot of different reasons. And I will say, you took that May term thing that Mike Rogers implemented to the nth. And
we had fun.
Oh, man.
We did a lot of variety of things.
Yeah, and I think that's what really kind of made the May term, you know, an impressive thing. It's not around anymore, obviously, but and you kind of helped pioneer that for a long time. So
it was good.
Do you remember me as a student at all?
I absolutely remember you.
I'm kind of curious because I don't really remember. What do you?
Well, you know, the name alone because of your relatives in Sheldon, and I lived with a couple of your relatives, and so yeah, I absolutely remember your name and your whole family and the kids, and you know, your dad is Uncle Dave to me. Yeah. Because that's Mike and Leon and those guys. That's all they say is Uncle Dave. Sure. So absolutely.
You remember me as because you've had so many students.
You're a little squirrely.
A little squirrely.
You're a little squirrely.
Did I do enough laps? I think you made me do some extra laps here and there. I don't know.
I don't remember that. No, you're a straight student, man. That's awesome.
Well, I'm back. I've been here for a year, and they're still got me here. Let's talk sports today.
Okay.
You know, this is perfect. I like talking sports better than any other topic, just because there's like just all kinds of room for banter, and nobody really gets too on after the fact.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna read you some stats, and you got to name the person. Okay.
Okay.
51 seasons of coaching. Okay. Qualified for the playoffs 28 out of 29 years in high school football. Won 7 state titles. You should be getting warm here.
Evansburg?
Yes.
Huh.
Name the coach.
Dwayne Twait.
You're
3 Hall of Fames. Yeah, you know, a lot of people don't realize coming from a school like that, and then the college I went to in Buena Vista, every one of my coaches for football and wrestling are in Hall of Fames. I've only been mentored by a Hall of Fame coach. You don't know that at the time until later on, and they get those accolades. But Dwayne Twait.
When you think Iowa high school football, you gotta kind of think of him, and maybe the younger crowd doesn't necessarily.
Dwayne Twait and Coach Brandt from Harlan were the pioneers. Yeah, it was unbelievable.
And kind of with Coach Twait, his deal was offensive line play. I'm guessing you were on the O-line. I don't know.
I was a lineman.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you were a sophomore and really hot, you probably would. I mean, his own son Kevin didn't get to come up to varsity until he was a junior because he didn't, in his words, kind of put in the time or.
No, it wouldn't be that. It's just because of the depth was so deep at those times. Sure. As a freshman and sophomore, it was real. Freshman is a no-brainer. No one ever did. Sophomores, there's 2 of them, and I was one of the 2 that got considerable playing time as a sophomore.
That speaks volumes because. That was just a well-known fact. Sophomores don't come up, but wow.
Well, you got 2, 3, 4 deep with juniors and seniors. Yeah, it was crazy.
I mean, 28 of 29 years, he made the playoffs. You know, been in the state game, the state championship game 14 times, won 7 of them. So I don't know. I just kind of like those old icons. You know, those guys that just stuck in there. And
it was.
What was a practice like with Coach Twait? I mean.
It was just very consistent, very basic, and no mistakes. If we ran a play and it wasn't perfect, you reran the play. Now, we should have been pretty good at it because our playbook was maybe half of this sheet.
Like Tecmo Bowl.
It was there was not much to it. It was very simple. We used the KISS method in Emmitsburg. Sure. Keep it simple, stupid. And it was so basic and so easy to learn everything that it's like, we're going to do this, stop it.
And this ain't a shot at anybody, but I see so many like pro style offenses at all levels, and I think I don't know.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's the kids, you know, for some of those years around high school, the playbooks were so big, and you know, the kids would get frustrated because they wouldn't know all the plays.
And then your special teams suffer. Who's on punt return? You know, I think that maybe comes into play. But I'm not a coach, so I'm just kind of a casual observer.
Well, you know, and another Dwayne Twait thing is it's not about the Jimmies and Joes, it's about the X's and O's.
Right.
You know, meaning that you should be able to plug in any person and they're going to do the same thing. And it's simple. It's good.
And I don't hear of anybody focusing on, offensive line play anymore. It's kind of like the old National League baseball teams, the hit and run and bunt the guy over to, there's just something to be said about, like you say, keep it simple.
Yeah, I mean,
it worked.
The linemen are the integral part of it. If they don't have the protection and they don't make the holes, it doesn't matter if you have a three all-sport running back or quarterback. They're not going anywhere.
And it seems like a lot of student athletes kind of want these glory positions. We've seen it even some of the bigger 4A schools. They're only dressing up 40-something kids. To me, that doesn't pass the sniff test. There's something going on there.
Yeah.
And,
Well, the bigger programs are a little bit different. I mean, they truly have a freshman game, a sophomore game, a JV game, and then varsity. There's many of those 4A schools that will have 4 levels. Our little smaller schools now, like us, we're lucky to get 2 levels sometimes.
Yeah,
it's hard, but yeah.
Let's shift gears to the Siouxland Conference. We've been in the Siouxland Conference since 1990, according to my research. What would you give, like a health check or a letter grade on the Siouxland Conference?
Siouxland Conference is an A+.
Yeah,
it is one of the toughest conferences in and out of each sport. Since 1990, Siouxland Conference has had all but 1 year 1, 2, or 3 basketball teams in the state finals.
Yeah, isn't that something?
There's
not enough lights on the little Iowa down in the Wells part.
And not to get into, that's a whole nother deal, but the boys union, girls union, if the boys union would do it like the girls union, we would probably have our conference teams playing each other in the state finals. Meaning the boys, you have 8 districts in the state.
Right.
The boys union wants 1 representative from every district. The girls want the 8 best teams there. So 4 of them could come from our little Northwest Iowa district.
Sure.
Somehow they make it done. Not very many know that, but the girls union want the best 8. The boys union want all 8 districts represented.
Yeah. I think, just when I go and look at the old Lakes Conference, their, homepage versus the Siouxland Conference, it's kind of a night and day difference. And you grew up in the Lakes Conference.
Lakes Conference.
Is that changing? There's rumors that it could be disbanding, dissolving, realigning. What do you think about the old Lakes Conference?
The Lakes Conference is on danger list. It's almost extinct.
Yeah.
Emmitsburg has left already for 2 or 3 years now, and it sounds like 2 or 3 other schools are going to be shifting gears and probably leaving. There could be a major reconference shift again in a year or 2.
Yeah. So that'll be fun to watch.
Yeah. I really think based on that and the problems with the sizes, if you take the Lakes Conference, back when we were going through, and it's true right now for the Siouxland, we have 3 different sizes of schools in those conferences. Sure. So it makes it really hard for the George Little Rocks and the Sibley Ochedens and the smaller schools to compete with the Sioux Centers and MOCs that are in 2 classes ahead.
Or like when you get the cooperative Boyden Hall Rock Valley 3A football team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
But the Lake Siouxland Conference is just every sport.
It seems like a good fit. It did in 1990 when I was here, and
it's a good fit for us.
Yeah,
I mean, the teams that, our travel, it was a lot about our travel time is one of the major reasons.
That Storm Lake trip was a bear. From Sibley to Storm Lake on a Colt.
Those are some long trips. Our current trips are very, very short for high school. So that was part of it. Technically, if we go to the size comparison, War Eagle's probably a better fit for us for sizes. There are more schools our size.
Which means kind of more competitive and less maybe potential blowouts.
Yes.
That kind of deal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, more to come on that. Okay, let's talk about the Iowa Athletic Association, High School Athletic Association.
Yeah.
Okay, their most recent press release came out in August. And it says right here, and this isn't old Amos pulling this off Google. This is actually right off of their webpage.
I have that.
Yeah, you know where we're going with this, and it'll be a good topic here. The biggest challenge facing high school sports today is what? Parents and adult fans.
Parents, adults, behavior, participation, and really our referees are way down. We're down 189 football officials this year.
Yeah.
We are in year 2 of our contracts of our districts, and last week, as of Tuesday, we were just getting our contracts from our knowing who our officials were. And that should have been done last year, but the officials aren't there.
Let me read this off to you, Coach. In 2016 and 17, the new officials that came on board, only 60% of them did not return in 2017, 2018. The major problem is the unruly parents.
It is.
What the heck is going on?
Well, I think the problem is technology, all the computers. I mean, everyone sees everything now.
Right.
And I'd have to say ESPN is not helping high school sports.
Okay.
They look on TV, they see this.
The instant replay.
The instant replay, and they see the yelling
cheap
and
shots,
screaming. Everyone pays an admission fee, and they think they have the right to say what they want to say.
And I think they spelled out really clear in this press release, no officials means no games. I think we're a ways from that.
We can't play without officials.
But like you said, it's already kind of edging a little too close to our comfort zone with getting things lined up. So they outlined 6 things that we should all kind of take into consideration, and I want to focus on one of them. But number 1, act your age. That goes without say. Don't live vicariously through your children. All right. Number 3, let your children talk to the coach instead of doing it for them.
Correct.
I bet your dad didn't go out and talk to. No.
No, there was zero of that.
How do you think he would have handled? I'm kind of going down a rabbit trail here.
I don't know. It's so unknown, untested waters. You didn't see it happen. Maybe it did happen more than I think because I was a student at the time, but you didn't hear it, you didn't see it. Am I going to say our fans were not unruly at times? Not very often. They're very knowledgeable fans, and our fans here at Cibolo-Cheatham are very knowledgeable also. And I'd have to say everywhere they are. Some of that's part of the problem. Like more fans understand the rules and they feel they have the right to say what they want to say.
Like my wife knows who the commissioner of the NFL is. 20 years ago, the average housewife probably wouldn't have known that kind of stuff.
No, and that's our technology.
We're becoming more sports centric, and it's a huge part of the district and just our.
Well, the sports are a huge part of the academic culture at this. They set the tone, and fortunately, unfortunately, however you want to say it, because of football being a major sport and starting the school year off, not that cross country and volleyball aren't important, but football is a major sport, and if you succeed, your school academic year is going to be really, really, really good.
Right.
And if you don't succeed, it makes it a little harder, for the kids to even have fun and the excitement part of it. It does help.
Stay in your own lane. That kind of goes without saying. Remember that participating in high school sports is not about a college scholarship. And this is the one I wanted to focus on, okay? They pulled some numbers, and they said, according to the NCAA, that only 2% of high school athletes are awarded a scholarship. 2% of all 2%. High school, okay? And of that, the average scholarship is $18,000 over a 4-year period. So that's like, what, $4,500-ish? I don't do math on YouTube.
Correct. Now, the scholarship amount would be based on the different level of college. Division 1, 2, 3, now Division 3. So a local school for us in college, Division 3 would be Buena Vista College in Storm Lake, which I happen to go to. Division 3 colleges cannot give athletic scholarships.
Okay.
So therefore, that's where the NAIA is the next level down, and junior college, more of our local kids will hit those NAIA, like Morningside and Briarcliff and
Augustana?
No, Augustana is actually a Division 2 school.
Okay.
And now going to Division 1.
Wow, they're up in the game.
They're up in the game. But yes, everyone thinks they need to play it for that scholarship.
If you would have quizzed me yesterday on that, I would have said probably 30%. I had no idea it was that low. I mean,
you're very fortunate to get one athlete off of your team to maybe even consider playing college sports.
Yeah, and I think maybe a lot of parents should kind of let that soak in.
Well, a lot of coaches need to let that soak in.
Yeah.
And currently, and I'm not bantering on any of our former coaches, and it's not always been the same. But our current coach Tate Kellenberger, it's family first, faith second, family third, family fourth, faith fifth. Football might be 8, 9, 10 on his spot.
Sure.
Therefore, our mentality of our kids is changing. The culture's changing right now at Cibolo-Cheatham, and James Craig's doing a lot of that, and our current teachers we have coming, we've gotten a lot of new bodies in, and the culture at Cibolo Cheatham is changing, and you can see that in our athletics last night. Our girls volleyball last night was just banging the ball back and forth with Rock Valley, and unfortunately we went 0-3, but there were some very good games there. Our student section is awesome. Our parents have been awesome. We're on a current very upswing right now with our sports starting the year. Awesome. Cross country's rocking the world.
Yeah, they're doing well.
I mean, they have been for 2-3 years. So, little Cibolo Cheatham is doing very, very well for things, but sometimes that still means we're second, third, fourth place.
Sure.
But succeeding.
The sixth rule they said that parents should understand is make sure that your children know that you love them when you love watching them play. I kind of thought that was a no-brainer, but it also goes on to talk about how a lot of parents start cussing their kids out in the car on the way home, or don't ask me for a ride home, if, that kind of thing. It's kind of...
It's true, and I can relate with my own son, who is a very, very good athlete, average athlete, did get a scholarship in college, and now currently is going to be a non-athletic junior in college. He has chosen to be a normal student.
Sure, traditional.
I have a very happy son right now.
Okay.
He's just, and I don't think some of the normal people around know the commitment it takes.
Well, when I go to your office, I see pictures of him, when he was, 6 months old, with a headgear, and he's pinning you on the floor.
Yeah. Was he forced in anything? Absolutely not. Was it part of the blood and part of the system? He was truly a coach's kid, a gym rat. He came to practice. And currently as athletic director, I encourage our young coaches to have their kids at practices as long as it doesn't interfere. If they're not interfering with things, they don't get to see them very often.
No, you're right.
Kids to practice.
The day does kind of get
have some fun.
So, all right, I want to read this. Okay, baseball, basketball, bowling, cross country, football, golf, soccer, swimming, tennis, track and field, and wrestling. These are the sports that the Iowa High School Athletic Association recognizes. Okay. Do you think we'll see esports or like shooting sports ever added to that lineup?
Yes. In fact, they're both on the way already.
Okay.
Cibolo Cheatham, and I hope to Rob Travail, Tom Wietzma, unfortunately, former Ned DeBoer,
tragic deal.
James Henrich. Some of those adults that are parents in our group have started. Our Cibolo shooting club is amazing, and the participation is awesome. Tony Beavers, our tech director, has started the esports already, and now we got all the ADs in our conference are asking me about esports, and I'm just giving them Tony Beavers' name and number, and it's coming.
Yeah,
it's a real thing. Kids can get scholarships for college. For gaming.
Yeah, I want to say Northwestern College in Orange City gave out 2 or 3 last year, and maybe.
I think Keith Swenson's son went to college for the gaming thing, and probably creating games also. It's not just playing them, but inventing them.
I think the one thing is they're kind of hard to watch as a spectator. Watching someone do it. But there are people that are into watching other people game.
Do you think we'll have shooting sports is kind of cool though?
Sure.
I mean, yes, is it very repetitive? Yeah, absolutely it is. But we currently got one of our former students, and I think it's this weekend. Levi Henrich is going for Guinness World Record. He's on a team. He just currently shot 100 out of 100 in college at NCC, and they got a team. His mom and dad was just telling me that in a normal shoot, kids will shoot, 4 rounds of 25, 100 shots they'll shoot. They're figuring this team is going to have to shoot 2,000 times a piece to break this Guinness World Record. And it's going to be around. You're going to hear about it. It's going to be on all, all the channels and all the sports or the web filters or whatever you want to say, Facebook and Twitter and stuff.
How does the Iowa Athletic High School Association kind of sanction sport? Because, like, say, tennis and swimming, I don't think many schools around here have that.
Not many in our area. Again, it's based on facilities and size. It's very hard for a school our size to have every sport.
Right.
We just don't have the students to do it. But
the coaches in the facility.
You go to Spencer, just south, or Lamar's and Sioux City, those schools, they got more athletes, more kids, and so they have more sports. So to get everyone in participation.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's going to be kind of fun to watch that evolve. Some of, there's like, the football, baseball type sports, and then there's kind of the lifetime bowling, swimming and that kind of stuff. And now I think as we keep going down, gaming, esports, however that looks, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I've heard rumblings, and it just kind of, makes you think, and it's interesting to me. And then, the shooting sports, so.
And, that's a weird thing right now because shooting sports in a school and you got guns and you very well know as a transportation.
Very sensitive topic.
Yeah, how we transport these guns and where's the ammo, but they're very, very
dedicated professionals.
Yes.
I've worked with them on
and the
several.
rules are there and they follow them and it's very, very safe.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Yep.
And we're in an area that hunting is a huge thing.
Sure.
Part of families' lives.
And whether you're out playing football or baseball or bowling, I think it all comes down to competition and that level of competitiveness that is really
absolutely
at the base of it all.
Well, and you think of a sport like esports or the shooting sports. You don't have to be the biggest, strongest, fastest.
Right.
The playing level evens out a lot in some of those sports. So that's really neat to see. And the handicap participation is just amazing. Mm-hmm. A girl in Sheldon, she's wheelchair, and now they have the wheelchair sports in many of them. Mm-hmm. Track and field is easy for them, but they can do the esports, they can do the shooting, they can sit in a wheelchair and hold the shotgun and shoot. It's really cool. They're trying to get as many avenues as they can for students to be engaged in school.
And I think that's good.
And part of their life. Yeah, very good. Very good.
Last year we started a cooperative with Sheldon with soccer. Are we going to see that again this year?
Yeah, definitely. We're definitely doing it again. And this year, we're going to host 2 to 3 games at Sibley Cheaton. We were unable to last year because of the track project.
We had a lot of
mud. So we'll be hosting games this year with Sheldon. It was a great situation for us. And we got more and more kids. Our numbers are going to rise with it. They had some success.
Yeah.
It was fun. Kids enjoyed it.
And like you said, just another avenue for kids to kind of get out there and do their thing. And, it's funny because soccer is wildly popular, with, the younger, elementary age kids.
Fastly.
You put 11 kids on
football.
How many is it? 11 you put on?
Yes.
10, 11. So, compared to like a football or something like that, or basketball.
It's catching football. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it is from the safety standpoint with the concussion protocol out there for everything. Kids are going to get concussions in soccer also, but the football thing, some of them are choosing to not go that physical route. Yeah. And soccer is a little bit less physical.
Wow. Yep.
It's very popular.
So what did we say earlier? You've been at this how many years? 30?
This is starting 34.
What would you tell yourself 34 years ago if you had to say, hey, watch out for this, or here's some pro tips? What would it be?
I'm not sure how I got into it, to be honest.
Right.
Actually, a couple of my friends were going on a college visit in 1982. Mm-hmm. March, I can almost give you the date. It was like March 5th, 1982. And I'm like, where are you guys going? And we're going to visit college. And for what? Because the percentage of people that went to school in the late 70s and early 80s would have been at 30% probably. And now, everyone has to get a post-high school graduation or education to do almost any job anymore.
Yep.
So, and it was good. I don't think I answered that very well, but it just becomes a passion.
Yeah.
You're there for the kids, Some days are very challenging, but every job has the challenges.
Yeah.
There's very rewarding things from it also.
Yeah. I think one thing I like about a school district in the year that I've been here is just kind of the fast-paced, hey, we're already looking down the barrel of, our winter sports. And if you're not thinking
break
about...
is almost here. In 5 weeks, I host a junior high basketball game. 5 weeks. We got 4 weeks of football left, or high school football anyway, but it's almost Christmas break. We're almost half over.
So I like that. Do you like that kind of part of it too?
It's fast. It goes. I love the seasonal changes. I love the seasonal sport changes. It goes you blink and it's like, wow, it's December. So it's good, and that's probably why I have so many years. It goes pretty fast.
Yeah, and you are like one of my frequent flyers. I mean, you have kids and coaches on the road 4, maybe 5 days out of the week, and multiple buses of kids.
You got to be very organized, don't you?
No, I got a great team.
It's pretty easy for me to email and set the thing, and it's like, Amos, figure this out, man. We got 9 things going on.
And I think, I think we do a good job with both sports and fine arts of getting kids out there and doing stuff. Not all school districts are structured that way. We'll send, for example, 2 buses for basketball. The girls JV and boys JV, and then later on the varsity girls. So, some places don't have that ability. They don't have drivers. They don't have buses. Whatever. I think we do a really good without wearing our kids out.
We do a wonderful job with that.
Take kids out of school at 1:30 and make them sit at a gym or another school until 8.
Yeah. No, it's very nice that we're able to do that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of schools in our conference aren't, and they complain about it.
Yeah.
And actually, it costs them some participation numbers.
Oh yeah.
The kids are. I don't want to spend 9 hours on one day to go do a game. So yeah.
Anyway, well, hey, thanks for coming out today. I was hoping you would say yes. I was like, he might not want to come out and
well, when you said it's not a gotcha thing, which is fine too. But this is an amazing thing, and you're doing an amazing job at our transportation thing.
You're awfully kind with your words.
These kids, it's awesome. We're here for the kids, right?
That's right. That's it. So,
yeah.
Well, again, thanks for coming out. You got anything? Any last words? Not sports related? Anything?
Go General. Civil Cheating's on the rise.
We're going to Emmitsburg.
Our staff is awesome, and the culture is changing, and it's just very positive. It's awesome. The football team's going to Emmitsburg tonight. It's a long trip.
Dwayne Twait Field.
Dwayne Twait Field, and that, ironically, is the game I'm going to miss.
Yeah. Because
my first game in I don't know a game I've missed in 34 years. Bucket list. I'm a huge Dallas Cowboy fan. I still have my blanket my mommy made me in 3rd grade of the Cowboy stuff, and I had the curtains, and I still have all that stuff. Going to Dallas Cowboys. My son and I are flying out tomorrow morning.
So are you selling or buying Dak Prescott stock?
No, I would go back and I would buy the Randy White or the Ed Tudor Jones and some of those jerseys before I buy the current ones.
Coach, again, thanks for coming out.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you around campus, and that's it for us.
Thank you.